What up, nerds? Bujo Head Jody here. I have been bullet journaling since 2017, and I would like to share with you my 2021 August monthly spreads. So welcome. Here are my August monthly spreads. If you have never seen these before, I welcome. We're having a great time here. Come hang out. If you have, you will recognize that these are the exact same spreads that I've been using for the past 3 months, 4 months, something like that. So no big surprise. A little bit different twist on the theme. So hopefully you will enjoy that. But yeah, we are doing our first 2 spreads, which are the calendar and then the financial totals. So on this left-hand side here, we're doing a little mini calendar up top, just to sort of show that general structure, the normal calendar look to it. And then the larger section below is so the calendar in detail, with the date and then the first initial of the day of the week next to it. I definitely use this with only having like 2 or 3 things per day. So if you have a lot more things going on, I would recommend using 2 pages for this or something. I don't know. Or just doing something else. But we've got we're using a dark gray, so you can't really see the difference here in the black lines and the dark gray lines, but up close, I swear there is a difference. It's subtle, but I liked using them. I am outlining the Saturday and Sundays, just sort of break up and get a general sense of where the weekends are. My weeks start on Mondays, just so I keep that consistent. And then on the right hand side, these are all of my sort of a total of all of my accounts, my financial accounts. So checking, savings, credit cards, that sort of thing. I track every penny, and I like to write everything down, but I also have an app. So this is sort of the totals page. So the top section is assets. So all my savings and checking accounts, that sort of thing. A little bit of cash. And then my debts, which are just my credit cards, pay them off every month. No, I'm technically debt-free. I have, but I do use credit cards for points and safety and that kind of stuff. So, and then the very bottom section are sort of targeted plans for what I'm actually planning on spending this month, and then also how many hours I'm working at my job. Tiny little section, sort of second to the top there, says Delta at the top there, and that is the total difference in all of my accounts. So basically the totals of the differences in the asset section and the debt section. So yeah, but same as every month from the beginning of my time in bullet journaling. So well, if you haven't noticed, we're doing some coloring. So I'm using a set of mild liners that come all together. I'm doing a drop shadow with sort of the darker gray. It's a little, I don't think it's purpley, but it's definitely like a darker gray. And then we have this nice blue. And I'm doing that in over half of the background. And then we're going to use the other colors, because those are yellow and orange and red, to sort of give the impression of a sunset over the water. I'm not really drawing like a little sun, but we're just gonna do sort of stripes here. And it came out really, really good. It's definitely is very different from a lot of other things, because usually I'll use colors to draw out the boxes or make headers or that kind of thing, and this is definitely like, this is the background, and all of the boxes and things that I'm writing in or using are very black and white. And I really like it. I've done other sort of like background setups, but I always used like I would put down like painter's tape and sort of color over it, so it would have that white section. But with this, I just drew the boxes beforehand and then colored around things. So it came out well. Obviously, it's not as perfect or as crisp as it could be if like you use painter's tape. But it was definitely, I mean, I trust me, I've done that before, and it comes out nice, but it's also a pain in the butt. So, if you want to be really precise, I recommend painter's tape. Yes, I do. Or like, a washi tape or something like that. But if you're just trying to make it through, don't bother. It's fine. It'll all look good. So we got this little sort of sunset motif going on. I'm gonna grab my white jelly roll and do a little details here and there, some waves in the ocean, and then some early stars peeking through in the sky. But yeah, real simple, following the same pattern. We will put together a hours and a budget section. So the first section will have all the hours that I'm working, so the date, the hours, the total, the income, and then the increase per day. And then my budget section, which is the smaller section down the bottom, and then the larger one on this right hand side, will have the date, the amount, account, total, the description, and then whether it's on budget or not. Sort of describe that. So any transfer that I make, so if I'm paying off a credit card, that money has already come off of the credit card and gone out of my budget, and so that does not count as, part of the budget, because I've already accounted for that in previous months. So anything that I pay for, or that like comes out of somewhere, that is part of the budget. The one thing I don't count is my rent, because my rent is very high because I live in a very, very high cost of living area. And honestly, if I was like, oh, well, I already pay so much in rent, I might as well, whatever, like, it's, I would be spending too much money. I would be giving myself an excuse. So what I do is I don't count that, and I wouldn't count something that would go into like a retirement account or something like that. So it's just basically like anything that I pay for. So this will include fun things, or it will include my electricity, so literally anything. But it's one thing I did remember to do this month was to combine that header for the hours and budget to give myself enough room for all my transactions. So I do have a lot of credit cards, and if I'm paying them off, I need to indicate that it's leaving my checking account, and then I have to use another line to indicate that it's going into my credit card. And if there are rewards, even more. So definitely almost didn't have enough room last month, so making sure I have enough room for this month. So we're doing a little drop shadow with this dark gray, and then we're gonna color things in. This is actually really nice. I definitely got into a groove with this. And I kind of like I know this is kind of like the only type of spread or theme that could have this, but like I kind of want to like incorporate just like having some coloring somewhere, like maybe I'll do like a splash of just furious scribbles somewhere, in my next theme. So it was definitely, I want to say therapeutic, but it felt nice to just like fill some color in. Now I know what all the hype is about those adult coloring books, so. But yeah, this blue was nice. It's a good blue too. I think blue is my favorite color, so. Throw the yellow in. That was one thing. I was very worried that I was gonna color over certain colors, and it was not that big a deal when we're going from yellow to orange or orange to red, but the blue to yellow, I was very worried that I was gonna get a lot of green in there, and I didn't, which was good. It was definitely something I was very conscious of the whole time that I was doing these spreads. red up at the top here. Another thing was this crease here was tough to get into. But it looks really good when you've got the whole thing colored in. So we're putting in the little details of that white jelly roll. And that's it. That's very simple. Just these 4 spreads for our monthlies. Thanks. Bye.